but my grandmother's on hospice and has been for like 11 months. It's been crazy. So I couldn't get up there. And then I fell down a flight of stairs, and that was not good. And so finally, I'm in a position. I bought a three-story house up here in Maine, and I'm about 40 minutes from Stephen King's house. So there's a lot of like showing up and taking pictures. I've got pictures of his place, and he's really, really eccentric. But he's got like major anxiety problems. So you have to be real careful when you're dealing with him. But on the bright side, he's like, I'm schmoozing because I want him to be my mentor. Because I can't write. I'm a horrible writer. I can talk, but I can't write. But I digress. It's pretty amazing up here when it's not 16 below zero. But you guys, when you get a chance, if I come down to LA, you guys are gonna have to come up to Maine.
Nice.
Oh, you'd love it. It's so quiet. You'll get over, like, the best thing is there's no gunfire.
That's a very
There-
good thing.
We had like 3 crimes last year, and in the entire state of Maine, there's 2.5 million people. It's just incredible.
Wow.
It's a paradise. I've seen moose, bear, fox, like red fox, white fox, turkeys, sparrows, swallows. What was it? Gale swallows. From the scary movie. Officer Turkey. But you guys would really like it up there. Hey, Goku, I tell you what. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 bedrooms and a lounge. I'll show you the lounge on my camera. Here we go. I'll cam it around. So I have more than enough room. And as long as they get to know that Golden Goku, you're not some kind of butcher, axe murderer like Dexter, you're more than welcome to come chill out, because we could have alien parties from hell. Imagine the madness we'd have if we played like the new Final Fantasy, or oh, better yet, the Elder Scrolls, like all at once. Oh, it would be incredible. But yeah. As long as you don't start sending me fingers in the mail, we'll be cool, Goku.
So Nimbus,
Yeah, what's up, Nia?
check out Lounge Live 5.
Lounge Live 5, I'm dropping into it right now. Loading. Okay, I see the game.
I'm talking
What
about within Skype.
Oh, sorry, man.
It's alright.
Okay, here we go. Oh, by the way, I'm not wearing a Michael Jackson jacket. It's an Akira jacket. I'm not feeling too woohoo tonight. I'm feeling more like Tetsuo. Where's Matt Mercer when we need him, right, guys?
It's like exactly where he is. He's over at Jason Charles Miller's birthday party. We just ran into him.
I
an
am
hour
so
ago.
jelly. Jason Charles Miller is so fucking cool.
He's really cool. He's one of the
He,
coolest people.
like, I was like, I could totally get along with this cat. He's awesome. A well played, Lounge Live 5. Well played. Sorry, Jen. I apologize. Yeah, it would have been a. I would have given my other left testicle to go to that party.
It was rad. It was very, very crowded
Oh,
with cool
jelly.
people.
Like jelly and peanut butter, dude. So jelly. I'm sure it was a who's who rogues gallery of all the ultra cool elite nerds like us.
Mm-hmm.
Why did Felicia cut her hair? Will you yell at her for me?
I believe that when you yell at Felicia Day, Felicia Day is who you're talking about, right?
Oh, yeah, she goes thermonuclear.
I believe when you yell at her, you instantly die.
I've been told it's a negative 20 saving throw. And yeah. Actually, in all honesty, when you
What are you saving against? Breath?
no, you save against pure rage. She's actually really cool. Like, just don't bug her. Like, talk to her about things that she's interested in and what she likes to vibe about. But if you get terse with her, the snark that she can throw down on you is like being impaled by a 15th century Spanish rapier. It's brutal, and it hurts.
And weirdly specific.
Weirdly, like, she'll dish you like, oh, you think you're such a badass savant? Look at you, no. And you're like, oh, damn, I'm gonna cry. And, but don't let it fool you. She's surprisingly sensitive, and she's a caring woman, and she has a quite a wonderful side to her. When you get to that side of her, you just have to scratch that surface. And when you have 750,000 fanboys telling you they want to get
Yeah.
inside your
Oh, I was
pajamas
just
every day.
kidding. I actually don't know her on a personal basis, so I have no idea if she chews people out for.
Oh no, she does. I can vouch. She ask Jace, like Jason Hertite, you know that, but she's just like anybody with anxiety issues like myself. If you push or you feel threatened, you know, like they say in Game of Thrones, you're gonna get the dragon. It's but she's adorable and she's sweet and she's talented and that's what she wants to be, and I can respect that. I don't have a crush on her or anything, but I do have like that directorial, like ultimate respect for her work. Like making the guild is quite phenomenal in and of itself. And Sean Becker is incredible. He is like mind blowing. And so is I'm forgetting what's the musician, the guitarist. Tip of my tongue.
Jason Charles Miller.
Yeah, oh god, he's incredible. And the last 3 times he came on, it's been a really, really fun show. We had a great conversation. But it's almost like we're 2 degrees away from her? If this was Kevin Bacon? Or maybe 1 degree away? I don't know what I'm talking about. Ignore me.
Sorry, I was numbing on some dinner. Yeah, we're 1 degree away because just through Jace.
Oh, she did still baby Jesus. SD0. And she came in and screamed, I'm Felicia Day, bitches, and then, moved faster than anything I've ever seen in life. It was like a cheetah. I don't know. I need to ask Jace. Maybe Jen will know, or Matt will know. Did baby Jesus return? Did she bring it back?
I have no idea.
Did you hear about this?
No.
Okay. Can I tell the story, Neo?
Did Felicia ever bring back Jace's baby Jesus?
She breaks in. She runs through the front of the lounge, right? Through the front doors. No doorbell. Screams, tear asses down the hallway. Like, she's a little redhead, $120, so she's moving like the Flash. Goes in through Jace's office, if I remember correctly. Somehow blows the door open like the Hulk. And grabs baby Jesus off of Jace's desk, which is like a Cupid doll, but it's very important to Jace. Don't ask me why. And she screams out loud at the top of her lungs, "I'm Felicia Day, bitches. Deal with it." And then, like the Flash, time stops and she bolts through the building. And as she stops, she turns and looks at the forward camera and she screams again, "I'm Felicia Day, bitches," and disappears in a poof of smoke out the front door. And I want to know, did she bring the shit back? Because Jace was really upset, man. He's like, "Catch her!" Or am I off, Jen?
No, that was dead on, and Felicia Day takes what Felicia Day wants.
No shit. I can tell you that. Except for men. I'm sorry, I did not say that.
SD0 wants the headline to read, Felicia Day steals Christmas. Alright guys, so Rudy Ferretti is fast approaching 8 million points here. He's roughly 50,000 points away from topping that 8 million point mark, and then there's only 2 more until he reaches this 10 million goal. Quick reminder, this is already about 7 million more than his previous record.
You know, it's been a quiet night here, guys, but it's been very enjoyable too. Thank you very much for having me. And
Always happy to have you.
it's a blast. You guys really, honestly, are my second family. You guys are better friends than most of my in real life friends.
I don't know if that's good or bad, man.
No, really. Well, Rady told me that the other night, and I started thinking about it, and I was like, you know what? The internet's pretty fucking amazing. Like, I put on no airs. You know exactly who I am. And you guys don't either. Matt doesn't, you don't. Rady does. I'm Batman. I like to have sex with small babies. Sorry, that was uncalled for. Too soon? He hasn't been caught yet? I'm sorry. But no, yeah, it's nice. You guys really, you know, Jace has gone out of his way to make me feel at home, and that just means that, I don't know, he would kill me if he heard me say this, but it does mean a lot, you know. And it was Stephanie Diane the first couple weeks I joined. She pulled me aside and she's like, "He's a very, very kind man, but don't let him say it, you know, let him know I said that." And ever since then, I've kept my eye on him. And it's all true. It's all true stories. And you two are very, very lucky. We're all actually lucky. We owe him so much.
Yeah, he's pretty awesome.
Okay,
Don't
now,
tell him I said that.
I won't either. Don't tell him I just took his penis out of my mouth either.
So S. Yang wants to know why there's so many marathons recently. Well, S. Yang, Jace has been making connections within the retro gaming world. He's always had an interest in the... how would you describe it?
Jace?
Yeah, his interest in the retro gaming scene is mainly that he believes that retro games have a lot more to do with skill and endurance, dexterity, than modern games do. He's always had that as a goal for what the lounge needs to represent. So when he turned over programming to us, we being modern gamers, you know, I mainly was focused on modern gaming, and because of the connections he's made within the retro gaming scene, the focus has shifted. And it's not shifting; it's incorporating more retro gaming in it. So he's always envisioned this place to be a consummate gamers entertainment resource. So we've been incorporating more classic gaming and more record holders into programming, but it's going to be different from week to week. There'll be some weeks when we have it, and some weeks where it's way more modern game heavy. Just trying to provide variety, man.
I like this line. Hold on, everyone. Crazy half-baked plan on the runway. And liftoff. I thought that was a good
That
line.
was in reference to the comic he was reading, not to Jace's ideas.
Jen, I'm so sorry I
Can
Sorry,
we
it
broke
was
both?
just
I
poorly
died
timed.
laughing. I
What?
hope I didn't. I'm so sorry I died laughing the last 2 times I logged in, like 5 times in a row. I hope I didn't ruin the feed.
No.
I literally broke for like 10 minutes. I was crying. There were tears running. My face turned purple and pink. I couldn't. It was the dirty Yeti.
For you guys here with us in the lounge, Rudy Ferretti just broke 8 million points.
2 million away from goal.
Nice.
Yeah, he says he is 2 million away from the goal.
Fantastic.
And
So-
he's doing it well in advance of the 50 hours that he has set himself up to game.
So he's gonna kill it, and then is he gonna set the bar like previous marathons so nobody breaks it, or is he just gonna get the high score and quit?
Well, he has already gotten the high score.
Oh, okay.
He's smashing the old records, and continuing to break ground in his run today.
Grind, brother, grind. So I didn't
No
mess up
problem,
the
S. Yang.
feed by losing it, Jen.
What?
I didn't mess up the feed by totally losing it, like crying and laughing. And,
No, the interaction is. That's exactly the reactions make.
well,
part
the
of
whole lounge
are
was
part of the show
laughing
as well.
with me. I couldn't help it. It was terrible. And people were saying things and making faces. It was not easy, you know. It's like when you're acting and somebody's going, you know, and you're like, "Stop it," you know. I had the giggles literally. I don't know if you were here, Matt, but I had them like 3 nights in a row. One was like for 5 minutes. Another lasted for almost like 20. It was bad. I couldn't breathe. My ribs hurt the next day. I mean, I broke, dude. I broke hard.
20 minutes of sustained laughter is equal to an hour's worth of sit-ups.
Well, no wonder I put on so much weight for those pictures. Seriously, like I'm like, damn, dude, I got cut in my shoulders. Where did this come from? I'm supposed to get fat up here in the north. But yeah, it like I was so sore, but I laughed. I laughed the hardest I think I've laughed all year. I mean, since last year. It was one of the funniest shows ever. And Alicia Marie was in there. She had no idea what I was laughing about. But Rick Fox was sitting there, and Rick was laughing at me laughing, which was hilarious. He was like sitting next to Jace, and Jace is laughing, and Rick has got his hand over his mouth, and he's like giggling his ass off, and I can't control myself. I'm like, there's snot coming out of my nose. I'm crying. I'm laughing. I'm pounding my fist on the table. I have no control over my body. It was one of those moments when you're just like, you see it like in the blooper reels when they cannot stop laughing. I was fucked. I was truly screwed, man. I was just worried that I screwed up Jen's feed because it was kind of her thing.
Nah, doesn't sound like it bothered her at all.
Well, that's good news. Because God knows she could be my boss someday, and the last thing I want to do is. I hate you, Seth. Die.
Are you talking about Felicia Day?
No, he's talking about his laughter on the one stream.
And how
S. Yang says he hasn't been able to visit the lounge as often as he would like, so the sudden change took him by surprise.
Oh, gotcha. No, well, it's not necessarily a change. It's really more we're just incorporating more of it. And to be perfectly honest, we're not going to be able to do these marathons on a weekly basis. It's just that we touched off a little bit of an avalanche here with the first one, and then we had interest from the second one, and then of course Rudy being somebody who avidly follows record runs, also threw his hat in the ring. So it's been 3 in a row in 3 weeks, more or less. So, but unfortunately, it's not terribly sustainable for our staff here to do it every week because, as you can tell, we've all gotten sick
more staff.
through the sleeplessness.
Hire more staff.
But this is very, very worthy of the physical exertion we're putting into it. Rudy's been on the scene in the retro gaming community for quite a while, and he's made a big splash with his skill and being able to showcase an example of it here is definitely an honor for us, and hopefully very entertaining for you guys as well.
Yeah, and for Arizona Man 96, who's asking WTF, or at least I'm going to pretend that there's a question mark after that. You are watching the world record run of Jaws on NES. So we're seeing some awesome gameplay by one of the best Jaws players in the world, who's currently at 8 million points. So we're seeing just
We do. We might need
decimation.
a marathon staff, indeed. And Sean Becker from the Guild and Jason Charles Miller have both offered to stop by at some point during the marathon to help us commentate and to just hang out in general and kick it with us. So there we have it. At some point, we're going to have one of the directors of the Guild, speaking of Felicia Day here, one of the directors joining us to commentate on Rudy's progress and also country rock star Jason Charles Miller.
Oh, Jesus, guys, I have to admit something to you. About 2 years ago, I had a pretty bad crush on Felicia. Now, I don't any longer, but it's going to be awkward. It's like, I'm being straight up honest with you, too. I don't even think she knows I exist, man. But it's weird. Every once in a while, she clicks like on my stuff. She accepted my friend request, which she never does. So I don't exactly know what's going on. I know a lot. There are a lot of rumors, and 2 years ago we did exchange quite a few letters, and it was during the Dragon Age period when she was heavy in Dragon Age and doing work for I think it was Obsidian and EA for Dragon Age 2, and all I know is it was really cool. It's like I was really into it. You know, like Jin, you know, like I always click like on your pages, and Matt and Jace, I always click like, or I'll make a comment like, yeah, that's great.
Jen cannot hear you, but yes.
Okay, but you know what I'm saying, right, Matt?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so I'm the kind of guy that's like, I'm chatty. You know, I'll be like, right on, man, that's great. Happy New Year's, yada yada. Well, I was like that with Felicia, and she was like that with me. It was really cool. She'd be like, go on, Nimbus, get it, boy. And I was like, right on, that's cool. You know, acknowledgement's nice. I love, you know, who doesn't like to get acknowledgement from their friends? So then, like, you know, I know things got crazy after season 6 for her. And there was a lot of things that we're not going to talk about on the air that happened, but you'll find out about them. It just has to do with, you know, her getting, I'll be kind and say busy. And it just, she had a, you know, she had a rough time. And then at that moment, it was basically, like I said, it was the end of 2 years ago. And this last year, I'd barely spoken to her. About 2.5 to 3 months ago, I got a friend request from her. And she re-upped on my Google Circles, on Google Plus. So we've been exchanging a lot more information. But the thing is she's got like 785,000 friends, you know? So it's like, does she even remember me? You know, like, was the friend request an accident? Like, did she, you know what I mean? I don't know. Does that sound weird at all? Or am I being like realistic, or am I being wild and weird? Like, I don't want it to be awkward. That's my thing. I want to be able to give a good interview. I want to be able to talk freely with Felicia. I just don't want it to be like fucking weird and awkward.
Well, DJ, I wouldn't say it's weird and awkward, man. If she's following you and she wants to be involved at least some way, that's awesome. You know.
Yeah,
it
that
doesn't
does
have
mean
to,
something,
doesn't have to
right?
be anything more than that. That's cool, in and of
Yeah.
itself.
I hope she likes. Well, like I'm in her vaginal fantasy book club, the book club she does, and I did a video for her, and she was really happy about it. She's like, "This video is great, thanks." And I was like, "Awesome, cool." But really, it's like I don't know where she's really coming from. So I'll be intrigued to see her actually arrive. That's why I like hanging out with Sean and talking to Sean, because he's very honest and he's very direct. He's very linear, and I like that a lot. Sean Becker, I mean, who is a great guy. Oh yeah, I could totally be paranoid, Siang, but I just, I tend to overthink things. It's my ADHD. Oh look, there's a squirrel. I have a jacket. There's a tree. It's a video game.
Let's step back with you here.
Hey, Nimbus.
Yeah, lay it on me, man. What can I do you for?
The graphics are awesome.
On?
You know what on.
Well, I try. It's a nice camera, and my hologram is pretty. It's 1080p.
I'm talking about what I'm currently playing. That I can't discuss because of NDA.
Oh, gotcha. I know. Well, what we're talking about earlier. Oh, gotcha. Gotcha. Do me a favor. Tell me. It rhymes with fidget, and it's got fur. Are they in there?
I am playing as one.
Oh, dude.
It's my favorite race.
I'm gonna be rude, guys. I know this is family, but it's like 4 in the morning out here. I'm very excited right now to hear that. That's awesome. Are you playing a thief or like a warrior, or can you say
Yeah, you got the first one.
thief? Are you a skooma addict? Are you a skooma addict, Neo?
Not yet. I haven't found any.
Oh, you're going to, trust me. You blankety blanks have a weakness for skooma. See, I can roll with the NDA, bro.
Just a little bit more on Rudy here. In 2008, he was featured in He's featured in the Guinness Book of World Records more than any other gamer in the entire world. That's pretty rad.
So he was basically had more than Victor?
Now, this is from his personal bio here. He says, specifically in 2008, he was featured more than any other gamer in the entire world in the Guinness Book of World Records.
Holy moly, that's my God. I'll drink to that. Guys, no more alcohol, no more cigarettes. I'm 4 months sober. Not that it matters, but personal victory.
No, it's good. It's good.
Well, you
That's
remember what it was like. I was smoking, chain smoking, and pulling back shots of vodka, and it wasn't the prettiest Nimbus. And I'm very guilty over it. But I'm not like an AA freak. I just cleaned up, Do what you gotta do. Drink freaking ginger ale. It's awesome. It's the nectar. But Matt, it was bad, bro. I used to smoke way too much, and I was not the most responsible cammer. But times change. I got old.
Hey man, 3 months sober is a good thing.
Yeah, I wasn't like a heavy drinker. I was a social drinker, but then I drank hard when I was social, and that was bad. So I'm totally with you on that, and thank you so much. I really appreciate it. You would have been like, "God damn, Nimbus, calm down. Go home, you're drunk, Nimbus."
No way, man. Sobriety is an achievement, dude.
Well, I think it's like a 25-point achievement on Xbox.
Hey, the 3 month is the 25 achievement. The 1
Yeah,
year, oh man, that's 100 right there.
Uh, okay, so here's my issue with Xbox. I have an extra grind. I called in and they sent me to some noob, and they told me to erase my cloud data, and I was like, no. And they were like, no, erase your cloud data. We have backup. So I was like, I don't want to do that because I was trying to. They were having a system error, and I was trying to rent a movie. Anyway, long story short, they basically said, go in and erase your memory card. And I said, do you want me to erase the basic memory, or do you want me to erase everything off of it? And he said, erase everything off of it. We saved it on the cloud. I did that. We went to the cloud. There was nothing there. So now I had 320 gigabytes, and now I'm down to 62. And I lost all my extra DLC. Like, I had like 448 hours of Mass Effect, like the entire trilogy with every ending. And I just got I called them immediately, and I had like a huge deal, and they offered me 3 month supplies of gold membership, and then they sent me an email and said that they couldn't fix my game. So there's got to be a lawyer, like a game lawyer out there I can talk to, or some kind of reprise. But I have a real serious axe to grind with Xbox right now.
That sucks, man.
Yeah, I mean, like I might as well just start over and do it, and just be like, screw it, not let it beat me. You know, just be like, you know what, I'm gonna fucking redo it anyway, and screw them, and not take anything. And then if it doesn't work out, like later, like I don't know, maybe sue them. You know, it's all on record. I've got the phone calls in my book and my phone, and then I've got, you know, they have everything on their end recorded. They legally have to. I don't know. They said it was going to cost $1,200 to data mine the info back, and I'm not going to spend that. So.
What did S. Yang try to post? It's like deleted. What happened there, bro?
He's posting my porn site. Don't look. It's cam4.com. My nickname's Hunksterama. But you didn't hear that from me.
Hunkster Rama. So S. Yang has commented earlier that that indeed Rudy J. Ferretti here.
He's like, whoa.
Total beast mode.
Yes, your
Now I
message got
have a question
deleted.
for anybody
Yeah.
who is familiar with this game here. So it looks like he's maxed out his shells at 99, and yet his whenever he's playing, he still seems to go for the shells. Is there any benefit to doing that anyone knows about?
What? No, I don't. I know nothing.
It's Neostorm for thank you for taking care of that for us. Sorry about that, SEA.
Guys, what does it take to apply to be a moderator?
To apply, I have no idea if there's ever been an application process. It's just Jace does what he does in
When he does it.
yeah,
Don't touch my buttons.
He rewards loyalty, and he believes that there's a time for everything, right? So the thing is, I worked for Jace. I mean, I knew Jace for like 4 years before he hired me for this job. But in the
Right.
meantime, I was helping on Alicia's projects, on whenever I could spare the time. Whenever he called, whenever Todd or Jace called, I was there on set immediately because just because who would want to help somebody who's built something so amazing? But all said and done, though, it was 4 years before I got hired for a job here, and the key is just to stick with, just demonstrate your loyalty and your love for the game and your passion for creating an interactive experience, and then he just, when the time is right, does what he does. I don't know. I feel like every time there's been a mod assigned, a mod added, it's just been Jace giving the green light, and I don't know what it is.
Arbitrarily.
Might be a right
Well,
time, right
Thank
place,
you,
right
Jen.
time.
I appreciate the candor. That's very important to me. Thank you.
You might just ask him, to be honest.
I could be like, yo, Jace, yo, man, check this out. I want to be a mod.
Does
Give
not
it to
hurt
me
to
now.
ask. Yeah.
No, I would be like, cool. I talk to Jace like a normal person. I'd be like, Jace, do you got room for an extra mod? You know, like why blow smoke up his ass? You know, just be like, if you don't have room, it's cool. I'll talk to you in a couple months, if you even want to.
Yeah, just be real with him.
I
I'm sure
would
he'll
love to
tell you
make a
one way or
Nimbus
another.
spot though, like a Nimbus spot. Oh, it would say amazing things. Your beats are awful. You've been timed out for 3 minutes. Oh shoot, I forgot to post the I'm sorry guys. Gosh, like an hour ago I promised I'd post the music. Now don't you cannot play this over the cameras, guys. This is for the chat and for the Skype. But you can listen to it at home and it's a free download and it's for the girl that I love. Wow, I am in love. Holy shit. Wow.
Rhino
Shit.
Rules is making a Navi bot. Is that like a reference to Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, the little fairy Navi?
It's a clone sex toy he keeps in a big tube. And he... I'm sorry, Matt. I can't help myself.
Mooner420, Rudy is going strong. He's at 8,175,050.
My God, he's almost there.
He's a rock star at this.
My God, we gotta do a story on this. Let's see if Jason will do a story on it tomorrow. It's amazing.
And Rhino Rules, if you can make a bot that actually says, "Hey, listen," I would freaking find a way to go into the internet and tear that thing a new one. Navibot would be the worst thing ever.
Navibot would be like... Sorry, I take that back. I won't even go there. Yeah, I'll just let my mind run wild. It's just so bad. Rhino Rules is just awesome, though. He's always here and he's always funny.
Mooner420 shouts out, "Go Rudy!"
Yes, absolutely. And one of the things that I wish we had, which unfortunately we don't have the benefit of here, is one of these days I would love to see like a camera trained directly on the person playing in these marathon runs, because I can't imagine it's a very relaxing experience doing this for as long as you do, and being able to see the physical toll would definitely really hammer home the point that this is a sport. This is a sport that tests your mental acuity and your endurance, and I don't know what setup he has there for himself, whether he's sitting or standing or reclined or playing with his feet, as at one point Xander pointed out he was. But it would be really cool to see what a gamer looks like at the end of 50 hours of non-stop gaming. But so far, guys, we have not seen another, since I've been taking over the shift from Xander, who went home to celebrate his anniversary with his wife. We have not seen Rudy take a break yet, I don't believe.
No,
Rudy's
since
gonna
we
have
have been
to
here,
duty.
he's not.
I love Mooner points out that he's woken up to pee and then had to check in. Well, really, that's very flattering. We're glad. I'm sure Rudy would be very
Boobies.
jazzed to hear that that the anticipation drew you back to the stream to see how he was doing, and the answer there is he's doing really well. He's going strong.
He's a powerhouse rock.
Yeah, this is the bonus scene.
So looks like we're looking at the bonus scene here.
Xander says that Rudy hates the bonus scene.
Oh, why is that?
I don't recall, but I just know that he hates this, so he doesn't do very well here.
Oh, guys, this is off topic, but the Sci-Fi Movie Channel just released news from Disney and LucasArts. The decision is being made. Admiral Thrawn will be in the next movie, and it will be played by the guy who was in V for Vendetta and The Matrix.
Hugo Weaving.
Yes.
That's
I've got
interesting.
Yeah, I think he'll do it. I think he'll do it, guys.
Part of the Marvel announcement in saying that we now own all of the rights to the Star Wars comics, part of that announcement was that they're actually retconning and saying that the entire Star Wars expanded universe is out of continuity.
I am pissed about that. I mean, seriously, dude, I almost threw my computer out the third floor.
Yeah, it was
I was
something
like,
that.
what? How can you do that to
Oh
me?
my
I've read
God.
all of the books 10 times over. How can you do that? Dude, hit me with any Star Wars question. Like, I can tell you what a DL-44 blaster is at high charge and middle charge, what kind of crystal it uses, and how many mod plates it needs.
Dude, Rhino Rules just fooled me. Sorry, DJ, but Rhino Rules just fooled me. I thought he actually made a Navi bot that says, "Hey, listen," and I was like, "No,
No.
it's not real."
Van, call Jace. No. Jen, no.
Yeah,
No.
I had believed that Marvel had said outright that the entire expanded universe does not exist anymore. So it's
See,
interesting
that's-
that they are going to use Admiral Thrawn if they're
Wow, how-
nullifying all of
But
it.
they're
So
gonna be doing
maybe
a
they're
young Boba Fett movie. Why? And a young like Obi-Wan movie. Why? Like what?
yeah, we've
Who
already seen young
cares?
Obi-Wan.
Like, right? And he was bad as hell, dude. He looked like Obi-Wan, man. I don't get it. It's ridiculous. I think Lucas just gave up, man. I just think he gave up.
Well, Lucas doesn't have any control over any of it anymore.
I know, you're right. But by selling it, it was an admission.
Well, there was actually a really good statement that George Lucas came out and said. He said, Star Wars was something that was very important for me, something that I really wanted to make. And it ended up being something that was culturally beloved.
Yes.
But it's getting to the time now, and these are his words again. He said, it's getting to the time now where it's not mine so much as it is the world's. And if I keep it as
Okay.
mine, it will last with me, but it's time to give it away so somebody else can do something even bigger and better with it. So that there will
like,
be a Star Wars for another generation.
as
And
long
I'm
as
not
they
saying
don't
that
make
it's ever going to be
another
bigger and
Jedi.
better, but I think the idea of saying, all right, it's time for a new generation to really enjoy Star Wars, that I think is cool. So. And Mooner, we're not about to fall asleep. We're going to be here for the next 33 hours.
I'm playing Johnny Cash, man. I'm jamming out hard over here. I'm up all night. Plus, I'm snowed in with cabin fever and Xanax. Woohoo! Don't worry, guys. I'm legal. It's prescription.
Yeah.
I'm even legal here, too. Look.
Yeah, MK Ultra, you might totally be right. Because Lucas really did do a terrible job on the last
What is
on the
up with
last
Jar
couple
Jar
movies.
being a slave voice? Can somebody explain to me why they did that to... Like, there were 7 fart jokes in The Phantom Menace. There were no fart jokes in any of the original Star Wars. What possessed them to degrade the movie in such a fashion?
Well, I can tell you exactly what happened there.
Please do, because I'm baffled. I'm
George
like
Lucas
insulted.
had kids.
I heard is it true his child wrote some of the like the Gungan race was written by his child?
Yeah.
Like his child went Gungan, and he was like, "Oh, that's brilliant, Smitty." You
Yeah,
know?
the whole thing about Phantom Menace was that when the original Star Wars movies came out, George Lucas didn't, he didn't have kids. He wasn't married. But then he adopted kids and he had kids. So all of a sudden Star Wars became very cartoony and like a kid. It became like a cartoon.
I have
So
issues with his casting director as well.
yeah. Have you watched the Red Letter Media reviews of the Phantom Menace?
I have not.
Oh man, there's about 7 of them. It's 7 parts long, and it's almost as long as the Phantom Menace itself. But
Oh, hang
Jennifer
on. I gotta
Jennifer
break in real
introduced me
quick.
to these reviews, and
I
they
gotta
are
break in.
amazing. They're called-
Mongo, I
What?
don't drink anymore, so I can't wash my Xanax down with Jack Daniels. But thank you, I appreciate it anyway. I apologize, Matt. I'm truly sorry.
No worries, no
It
worries.
just needed to be addressed.
Yeah.
But yeah, totally. I'm with you on that, man. It's like I didn't understand it at first, but when you digest it, you see what he was doing. But at the same time, there's some. Oh, how do I say this without sounding awful? There was some self-righteousness in this.
Yeah.
Am I off, or am I on?
No, you're absolutely right.
Okay. Okay.
It's George Lucas, he can do no wrong.
Yeah, I worry about that kind of stuff. I see that in Michael Bay in a more extreme fashion. Also in Mel Gibson.
Well, Michael Bay, like, everybody hates Michael Bay. I give Michael Bay credit, man. Michael Bay,
Yeah.
he's
yeah,
pretty
sure.
awesome at what he does, which is blowing stuff up and
Explosions.
making
Yeah,
awesome.
nobody does it like that.
So,
I just wouldn't want to get in a tangle with him.
no.
He's explosive, just like his movies. And I like him because he's a good director. If you want to watch an action film, that's the man.
Yeah.
You know, brainless action film, lots of explosions, cool stuff that guys like us would dig into. Hell yeah. But if you take him and let him do like Transformers, that really, really, really got to me on a weird level, man. I grew up with that stuff. And then I watched it and I was like, I don't understand why he did this. Like, it doesn't fit the mold.
Yeah.
But it reminded me of a sci-fi movie where they're like, oh, this is Kratos, God of War, and it's like nothing like it. You know what I mean? You know? Oh, man. You want me to pitch you my sci-fi movie? Hyenathon.
Hang on a sec. I have to laugh at Rhino Rules because he tried to make a Navi and it didn't work.
I see it.
So now there's a little sad crying monkey. Oh man, I
Okay,
gotta blow
my
my
idea
nose. Ugh.
is-
Hang on, sorry DJ, I gotta blow my nose.
Oh, do it, man. I've got a cold, too. I've been sick for like 4 days. I just got out of the hospital today.
Jesus.
No, I'll write it down on chat, guys, so everyone can see it.
Oh, sorry about that, man. This sickness is blech.
It's a rough one. I've been fighting it too. Don't worry, it'll be gone. And I've had it for 4 days, and I'm almost over it. So if you're into it a day or two, you'll be good. in a day or two.
I think I'm getting to the very end of it now. I'm on like
Cool.
day 3 or
It's
4.
it's a nasty one. It doesn't make you sick, like throw up or anything, but it just makes your eyes burn and your nose burn. Or that's how it happened to me. Yeah, my sci-fi pitch movie is Hyena Python.
Okay.
It's like this, like, you know, hyenas are so annoying, right? They're like the nastiest animals ever. But it's a python that's a hyena. And it's like totally cheesy, and we'll hire like all of our friend actresses and actors to do it. And we'll like CGI this god awful like hyena python. Oh, we wouldn't make a lot of money. Like, it wouldn't cost a lot to make, but we'd make like a little bit of money back. We could have Jim Karras like be like the survivalist. You know, we could have Matt Mercer be like the French or like the British like archaeologist. You know, we could have Jen be like the scientist who's the biological. You could do like you could be like the boat pilot who's hunting it down. You know, you could be
This
like,
would
yes,
be this would be
this is my
ridiculous.
crossbow. Check it out. We could do an inside joke. You'd be like, this is my crossbow, Jennifer. See, it would be cool. We could write a really cool script, man. And then we make like, it's like a 20-foot long snake with hyena front legs, and it's all nasty looking, and it like eats people, and like we capture it and take it back to America, like, and we do like a King Kong parody. Oh, it would be great.
Yeah, I'm still waiting to see what they're gonna do with Jurassic World.
Me too. That's gonna be. I hope it's good. Let me rephrase that. I would like to see it be epic.
Yeah. Rockman, I really hope you don't get sick, buddy, because it's pretty lame.
For the first time in this marathon, I've now gone through 2 million points without dying. I have not done that yet. Over 2 million.
And Rhino Rules, I'm sorry, but every time you fail, it just gets funnier.
Failure is innately funny. Self-deprecating failure is the best. When you're like, oh, don't worry, I did it, and then you self-face palm. That way nobody feels bad, and you look good. Wow, that was deep. So Paul Neihart should not get coal for Christmas, huh, guys?
No, Paul needs.
I love it that Rhino Rules is trying so hard to make this Navi bot a thing. It's gonna work! It's gonna work!
I can make it.
Hey, no
I just
help.
don't know if,
No help.
I'm allowed to.
No help. No help. He has to figure it out on its own. If we're actually going to have a Navi bot, he has to do it himself.
Well, guys, I'm going to vacuum and clean. Is it cool if I leave my cam on?
Yeah, it's. We have reached 2:15 here on the West Coast. I think the 47 people who are joining us here will not mind if you leave your camera on.
Right on, right on. Are you guys closing out at 3, or are we going to run all night?
Oh no, Jennifer is running the gauntlet. She will be here for another
What a
20
trooper.
for about
What a
30 more
trooper.
hours.
Matt, we got to think of something cool to do for her.
I am here backing her up, man. I am.
That's cool enough.
Yeah, I'm. This is my chance to spend some
Matt,
time with
you're a
Jennifer,
good-
so I
you're a
will
good
be
man,
here.
Charlie Brown.
But I have to take off. I will probably be leaving in about 24 hours from now.
Okay.
Because on Sunday I'm out in Temecula for work. So
Well, Saturday I do a DJ gig, but Sunday I'm free. Do you need a little help? I can sit in.
sit in what?
If Jace will let me sit in if you're not here, I can try to help out. If Xander's not available.
Oh, I don't know. I think Jennifer's gonna do it until noon, and I think that's when we're.
Oh, cool.
I think that's when stuff is gonna
End,
wrap
right?
out. Yeah, I'm not
thank
sure.
God.
So.
Thank God, though. Well, hopefully it will. We don't need to run it for 4 or 5 days.
Hey, I say let Rudy run as long as he wants to, man. This is awesome. If he
Actually,
can
you
keep
know
going
what?
and going, you know.
I take
By all
that back.
means.
You're right. I think it'd be cool to see how far he goes. Because, this is not a bad thing we've got going on here.
Uh-oh. Navibot is getting closer and closer. I am stoked that the ultimate drink machine has orange juice in it. This is going to be a good thing.
Okay, I'll be back, guys.
So what are they adding to the ultimate drink machine?
They have orange juice right now. And it's because Jennifer and I are sick. The vitamin C is. I'm very glad that they have orange juice. And Telebro, it's me, Matt, your resident host of the comic book show on Wednesday nights at 9 Pacific Standard Time, and fairly regular, if not actual, host of Wind Chatter Tuesday nights at 10 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. I am also the world's biggest fan of Green Team. Ha, ha, ha.
You know what's better than vitamin C for sickness?
What?
Vitamin A.
I'm pretty sure that's not a thing.
And vitamin A being good for the eyes is actually a myth.
I can't even think of anything that has vitamin A in it.
carrots.
The difficulty for me with carrots is that carrots actually have a lot of sugar in them. And for those of you who, joined us and maybe
What's
just
up?
saw me take a syringe and stab my arm with it, I'm diabetic, so I am insulin dependent, and every time I have something with sugar in it, like orange juice, I have to take a shot. So things like carrots, they can get tricky.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just about to say that you're gonna drink orange juice, so
Yeah. And we've been joined in Lounge Life 7 by somebody as well.
This is S. Yang.
Oh, welcome.
Matt.
Good to have a face.
I'm in. What up?
Where are you joining us from, S. Yang?
I am currently in Hawaii.
Okay, I was trying to figure out the time difference, but I thought Hawaii was more than 2 hours, so wasn't sure.
It's 12:20 a.m. right now.
Okay. When DJ comes back, you'll have to make fun of him, because he's at negative 16 degrees on the East Coast.
Yeah. Hawaii's never cold for Christmas.
But the real question is, have you had one of the tropical storms roll through yet, or are you just sunshine and lollipops?
Mostly sunshine,
Which is
a
crazy.
little less lollipop, and a tiny bit of rain.
Okay.
The rain usually, for the most part, lasts for like, I don't know, like an hour. And it's like
Yeah, it's always the quick comes and goes.
Yeah. Yeah, so like me and my friends, it'd start raining. We'd go to like a restaurant for dinner. By the time we come out, it's done.
Okay.
It's kind of random.
No, that's awesome, though. But after watching Rudy Ferretti's world record run of Jaws here, I don't know that I would want to go in the water near Hawaii.
I'm like simultaneously watching like 3 different things. You know?
Telebro says it was negative 15 in Chicago. He's freezing his ass off on Monday.
I should have like a picture of like the best Hawaii view possible for me. Just for situations like this. Every time someone says it's damn freezing, post that picture.
Telebro was apparently wearing his gym shoes in snow, rain, and cold today, which I'm going to say was a bad decision. Apparently it was a bad decision.
If it's gym shoes, it like seeps through a lot easier.
I spent some time up in Alaska this past year, and amazingly, everybody up there seems to get around wearing tennis shoes by and large. Like, I was out on a lake in McGrath, negative 20 something, negative 25, and everybody out there had like their Arctic boots on. But in Anchorage, when it was like, negative 5, everybody's just walking around in tennis shoes, and I couldn't understand it.
I had a aunt that worked for a while in Alaska. They were like doing something with an oil pipe,
Yeah.
You can even go to the bathroom without a shotgun
Jeez.
because of all the stairs and stuff and whatnot. Pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't know how, like, the East Coast is just going through crazy weather right now, but I don't know how places like Alaska do it year after year. I grew up in Colorado, and Colorado got cold, but it was never that bad. Like, I think the worst we ever had it was we were snowed in for about 3 days. But this East Coast stuff is just ridiculous, and Alaska is insanity.
Yeah. My brother goes to college in New York. So he's always telling me about how bad it is.
So Telebro, you're in Chicago, man. How bad is it there? You're saying it's -16? Do you guys have snow? Is it raining? Like, you say it was snow, rain, and cold today. Do you guys have snow on the ground? Is it sticking or is it all melting off?
Somebody is calling the house at 12 a.m. Right.
Oh, jeez. Golden Goku was all the way down to 40 below.
I'm back.
Rhino Rule is finally able was finally able to get Navibot to work. And she's even a sassy little Navibot.
Congrats. Congrats.
So now I have to ask the dumb question. Does this mean every time anybody types in !Navi, we get that little message? Oh, God!
Oh, no.
Oh, man. I'm glad there's only 47 people in the lounge right now, because this could very easily become a bad thing.
Not if I permaban it.
I'm curious to see if it has staying power. Yeah, and guys, just in case anybody has joined us, you are watching Rudy Ferretti's run at the world record for Jaws. He's currently at 8,488,760. He's got infinity billion shells. He's currently on a bonus stage right now. And we have some cool, fun facts about Rudy and his video gaming history. This time we'll go with one of the ones that I have not heard yet. His favorite classic game is actually Castlevania for the NES. He says that he was intrigued by the colors, the originality, and the secrets. He loved being a vampire hunter locked inside of a castle with no way to turn back, scoring points and learning how to defeat and master the game and the enemies and the bosses. The music was so advanced for its time that he could remember playing it in his head and talking about it at recess at school. And I think that was his favorite classic game and the reasons why he liked it, which I could say that I have played the NES Castlevania, and it was pretty awesome. I'm sure if DJ wasn't busy vacuuming, he would be able to say that he has already remixed the Castlevania music dozens of times, I am sure.
I have a couple of remixes.
Coming out with the Lord of Shadows 2? Or
What was that?
Castlevania, Lord of Shadows 2?
I don't think I've ever played that one.
Lords of Shadow 2, yeah, that's coming out. It's not like the traditional Castlevania where, you know, modernized it, 3D and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, the first one was pretty good. I thought it was pretty good. And then they're coming out with the sequel. Check. Relatively soon.
The very first I hate to say this, I grew up in Colorado. My parents did not like me video gaming at all. So the first Castlevania game that I played was Castlevania 64. And it was also the first time that I played a game on easy mode, and then I realized that you couldn't actually play through the whole game unless you played it on a harder mode. Easy mode just stopped. It stopped halfway through the game, and it said, okay, if you want the rest, you have to play on a harder mode. So I started the Castlevania series a little bit later on, but then, you know, obviously everybody gets into the retro gaming, so went back and played some of the older ones. Yeah, Chill is right. The 64 version was pretty rough. They came out with they re-released it too with different characters. Like when you first got it, I think you could only play as the one guy, but then they released another version of it, and I want to say the second version of it had maybe a character that could turn into a werewolf. I don't know. But I really liked the game. But I had a lot of shitty games, for lack of a better word. I played goddamn Superman 64. The game's terrible.
Yeah, let's see, Castlevania Lord of Shadows 2 comes out in February. End of February. Yeah, if you want another Castlevania game, February 25th.
Yeah, I enjoyed the NES and the Super Nintendo. I because I missed out on video games so much as a kid, I hardcore got into retro gaming. At one point, I think I had 14 systems, and I hired some guys to come in and do the setup of the TV onto the wall, and they said that if you pay for the TV onto the wall, they'll hook up all your systems. Which, of course, I abused the hell out of that privilege, and I had them hook up all 14. So I had to buy like 3 different switch boxes, and I think I was running 5 different HDMI cables. For the time, it was above what they really wanted to be doing. But I got into it hardcore, and I really enjoyed Symphony of the Night. I think was the PlayStation Castlevania game. That was my favorite one, especially when you went and played through it. If you beat it and you went back and played through it again, the whole castle was just upside down, which became infinitely harder, and it was great. I got super stoked on those. But yeah, Chill, I remember when you pulled out your actual physical copy of Superman 64. And I hate to say it, I actually did beat Superman 64. Because, you guys know, maybe, that I host the comic book show here on Wednesday nights at Elite Lounge Live, at 9 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. And because I was such a comic book fan, I only had a handful of comic book video games. I had Justice League Task Force, I had the Death and Return of Superman, and I had Superman 64. And then later on, I got the Batman Forever game, but that was later on. So I played Superman 64 a lot. Flying through those damn rings in Metropolis was one of the most tedious and annoying things.
Yeah, I remember that.
But it was, at the time, when you're a kid, you don't know any better. You're like, okay, this is annoying, but I gotta do it.
I like that game.
The Superman 64 game, you liked it?
Yeah, because you can fly around.
That was the best part, by far. And it was the first time that you really got to do that in a video game.
Exactly. Before, you had the Spider-Man game, but you didn't really fly. In that game, you flew around the city, which was kind of awesome.
It's funny that you mentioned Spider-Man, because Chill says his favorite retro comic book game was Spider-Man Maximum Carnage.
Yeah, that was a good game. I liked it, too.
What was there was another Spider-Man game, wasn't there? For Super Nintendo? There was Maximum Carnage, Separation Anxiety. That was the one that I had. It was like I think it was the follow-up to Maximum Carnage. Same game, same engine, just different levels. I think different levels and different bosses.
I always like to play that. There's that one X-Men game.
Which one? There's a lot.
Shit, I forget what it's called.
There's a lot.
Was it
One from the arcade?
What system was it for?
Super Nintendo.
Okay, they came out with Arcade's Revenge. They came out with there was actually, I think there was Arcade's Revenge was the one that had Spider-Man in it. There was the Uncanny X-Men, which was the first one. It was just called the Uncanny X-Men. And then they came out with Arcade's Revenge that had Spider-Man in it. And then I think they came out with another one too. I don't know. They came out with Wolverine's Adamantium Rage. I remember that one. Dude, Chill, I have no idea how you remembered that the music for Maximum Carnage was by Green Jelly. But you're absolutely right. That was one of the title pages that opened up.
Oh, it was Mutant Apocalypse.
Yeah, Chill just said
yeah.
Mutant Apocalypse.
Yeah, no, I just did a quick search.
Okay. We, I don't know if you guys, S. Yang, you're not, I don't think I'm familiar with you being here for the comic book shows. But we've actually been talking about doing a segment or doing segments in the comic book show where we retro game superhero games. So we might start popping in the old games that everybody's chatting about and remembering of the superhero stuff, and just try and play through some of them while we sit and chat comics too. So
That's a great idea.
That sounds awesome.
but
I miss playing that.
we're never ever going to do Superman 64.
Oh, I was just gonna say you guys gotta do that. Come on.
Well, the only that the N64 didn't ever port over right, so we can't really do much of the 64 gaming on the UGM.
I
So I
thought
think
Chase
we'll.
fixed that recently.
No, it's fixed, but you know how the N64's controller was laid out with all the different buttons? Like when you think about an arcade pad, the buttons just aren't even close to the same thing. So, like I've played Mario Kart 64 on here, but it's really hard because the Z button is
Z axis,
part of the tap pad now. So the whole thing is just it's a little funky and different.
And usually you have to hold that button in.
Yeah. You got the shell behind you and you got the banana in the reserve. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm watching like gameplay for Mutant Apocalypse and lots of nostalgia. Thing is-
Chill
thing is,
saying.
Beast-
What was that?
Say what? What were you gonna say?
Oh, I was just laughing at Chill. He said because I think he was there's a 25-second delay in the chat, and he said you'd never know the difference in that game though, because I think he's referring that even with the shitty control scheme, you'd never be able to tell on the Superman 64. It's terrible. What were you saying though? You were having nostalgia about Mutant Apocalypse?
Yeah, because I was watching the gameplay.
Oh yeah, man. It's always great to pull up the old videos. What were the playable characters in Mutant Apocalypse?
It was Psylocke, Cyclops, Wolverine, Beast, and Gambit.
Which one had Nightcrawler?
I forget.
Man.
Because I just remember like Beast being like the worst character to play as. Smitten was retarded hard because everybody else, they have like their own like abilities and stuff. But I think for Beast, all he can do is like hang upside down in the ceiling and get over obstacles.
Oh, that's lame. Yeah, Chill is saying that Wolverine was the best, but Gambit was good too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna have to start doing this. And Lucas, who's another one of the hosts on the comic book show, he's a huge X-Men fan. Like he knows everything about X-Men. Like I'm a huge Batman fan. You ask me anything about Batman, odds are good that I know the answer. But you ask him anything about X-Men and Wolverine in particular, and he will know freaking everything. So I'm sure that he would love to go back and retro game the X-Men games. He was complaining the other night that we hadn't actually done it yet. I think combined with some people from the chat saying like, yeah, you guys should play old superhero games. We're like, oh yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Yeah. Because the thing is though, the only console, well, the first console I owned was the Famicom, and after that, I just like found any kind of excuse to hijack my friends' consoles.
Oh no, this is not good. Rhino Rules says his Navi bot is becoming smarter.
Oh no.
And Chill, he actually loves X-Men 1 and 2. He hated X-Men 3, and he didn't really like Wolverine Origins.
Yeah.
I've spent way too much time hanging out with these guys when I can start to tell you what their opinions of stuff is.
The first one was okay. The second one for me was already going downhill. But it kept a certain standard. And after that, it just I don't know what happened. Like I speechless after I watched those movies.
Yeah, Bryan Singer never should have left the X-Men franchise.
Yeah, you should never use. In my opinion, you should never use Phoenix any movie unless you're prepared like a planet.
You dropped out at the end of that. You should never use Phoenix in any movie unless you're prepared to.
Blow up planets.
One more time?
Blow up planets.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. Maybe they'll figure out a way to. Oh no, they can't. That's right, because that's
Already
that's
done.
Well,
Like the ending to that movie was so bad.
yeah. And chill, yeah. I was gonna actually make fun of Lucas about that one. You are correct. Anna Paquin is not going to be in X-Men: Days of Future Past at all, and I think that's hilarious.
It's funny because she's still on the counter.
Yeah.
I don't. They're just disappointed. This is.
So guys, another little fun fact about Rudy, he's been gaming since 1985, and he has won, and I guess lost, and sometimes re-won the world record scores for a ridiculous amount of games. I'm sitting with a partial list in front of me, and it's insane.
I heard Jen say earlier that more than any other gamer in the world. The records that he
Yes,
has.
that was
The
let's
amount
see
of games.
here. I have like a little fact sheet about it, and it's ridiculous how many. It says right here, in 2008, he was featured in more than any gamer in the entire world in the Guinness Book of World Records and in Video Game Collector Magazine, Retrocade, and several other books. And he hopes to be in more.
It's ridiculous.
So you guys are literally watching one of the best gamers in the world. Murder Sharks.
Murder sharks. Technically with their hands. Dude, I don't remember the last time I did a gaming marathon. I remember I was trying to get as far as I could in Dungeons of Dreadmore. Like one life. Love that game.
I remember exactly the last time I tried to do a gaming marathon. And it ended with a file corrupt. So,
Oh jeez.
yeah. So thanks for that, Batman Arkham Origins.
I don't know. I haven't really had problems with Arkham Origins. I got lucky. Yeah, I know a lot of people are having a bunch of problems, which is sad because Arkham Asylum and Arkham City were really good. They didn't have. I don't think they had that many problems. I wonder what changed.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's because Warner Brothers Montreal did the development on it, and this was like their 4th or 5th game, so they're still a new developer, and they claim that it was because Xbox had released a patch to the OS that was a compatibility issue for their game because the game developers didn't have they didn't have the patch, so they were running a game that was built on an old version of the OS, I guess.
Oh,
But yeah, I unfortunately had the file corrupting, so that was kind of a bummer.
Have you played Dungeons of Dreadmore?
No, I've not.
Oh, you should try it. It's pretty ridiculous.
On? What system is Dungeons of Dreadmore on?
Oh, you can get it on Steam, so it'd be PC.
Oh, okay, cool.
Hold on. Yeah, I mean, it has mod support if you want to do that. I haven't really, but basically, what you try to do is you try to get as far into the dungeon as you can without dying.
Okay. Was there an end, or was it just try and get as far as you can?
I haven't gotten to the end.
Okay, but there is an end?
Well, I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm not sure if it's just an infinite dungeon and you just see how far you get, or if there's actually an end. Because there's no really like any story or plot or anything. It just get the monsters and stuff get just more ridiculous go down.
Okay.
And you have like abilities, and you have to find resources inside the dungeon and you can craft stuff to improve your stats. But you can save, but once you die, you have to start over.
Okay.
And then you can play like a hardcore mode where you can't save. Just you go as far as you can, and if you die, you start over.
Really quickly, guys, Rhino Rules says he has 4 beta keys for DC's Infinite Crisis that he can give away if anybody wants them.
You're kidding me.
We here at the lounge have we have the gaming lounge, which is the 8 computers, which you guys should be able to click on one of the cameras to see. And all of them have been equipped with Infinite Crisis. We have played Infinite Crisis here in the lounge numerous times. It's awesome. So if you guys do not already have a beta for Infinite Crisis, that's awesome of Rhino Rules to be offering up beta keys for that. And if you don't have them, I would strongly recommend hopping on that.
Dude, I would love an Infinite Crisis beta key. I signed up for the beta, or registered for the beta forever ago. I haven't gotten it. Sucks.
Well, I don't know if Rhino Rules wants some kind of private message or anything like that, but yeah, if you guys don't have them, I would definitely jump on it because it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, dude, I would love to play with the lounge next time they play.
Yeah, we've done events here. Therasol is one of our regulars. He's unfairly good at the game. He walks around decimating everybody. But as a result, we're all getting better at it. So.
Oh yeah, you learn from the mistake. Usually how games work. Yeah. I've been wanting to try it. I apparently got an email stating that I got I got like a register code, one of the skins that they have in the game. I didn't get the yet.
What was that?
I got an email that told me that I had got a free skin for Infinite Crisis, but having a beta key, so I can't like redeem it.
Huh. That's weird.
Yeah. I was like, well, don't know what I'm gonna do with this.
And Rhino Rules, thank you very much for sharing out the beta codes for Infinite Crisis. That's awesome that you're letting people in on it.
And I have to sift through my inbox to see if I can find that email. See if I can still redeem the skin.
Telebro, I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure that doesn't mean what I think it means, but it's pretty funny.
Just a little under 1.3 million till rollover, guys.
Yeah. Rudy is keeping absolutely calm with 1.3 million to go on his 10 million run. He's doing awesome.
He's a freaking beast.
Yeah.
Oh. So Dungeons of Dreadmore is turn-based.
Yeah, ish.
And it looks like Diablo in a way.
You'll play it. It's like the. It's like
Rudy
parody.
just showed some of his fastest finger playing there. He had a rare fight in the shallows while he was actually just his diver. He was not in the sub. But he pulls through to the bonus scene in good health.
Yeah. If you're a diver, one hit kills you.
And as we've seen Rudy play, we know that he does not like to do combat in the shallows because it limits the range of motion on his character. So, putting forth some excellent strategy, just staying at the top. He was able to stay safe and pull through it.
Yeah, that was a close call too.
He's made it back to port, so he's back in the sub. YOLO Faux God is now saying that he is free to play Infinite Crisis, so if anybody wants to join him using the brand new beta codes that they just got, I think you guys already might be able to get a game going. And YOLO, I would love to be playing, but unfortunately right now I am not able to, so you guys enjoy if you get a game going.
Who's in Lounge Life 1?
That's DJ. He said he was gonna go do his vacuuming.
That doesn't look like vacuuming.
No, I think now he's got something else going on.
I think that might be someone else.
Oh, I got a free Joker costume because I got Arkham Origins. It was.
Oh, sounds like the key still works then. That's awesome.
I just found the email. I still have to download Infinite Crisis.
Okay. And YOLO, I will add you on one of the. I'll actually go do it right now. I can add you on one of the game servers here. so we will be able to get a game on next time. Oh, not that one.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of comic books. Unfortunately, wasn't able to keep up because I'm not actually from Hawaii. I'm actually from Taiwan.
Actually, back
Unfortunately, wasn't able to keep up because I'm not actually from Hawaii. I'm actually from Taiwan.
Cool. YOLO, you have been added to, I want to say, Machine 3. But I don't know. Yeah, I think that's 3.
Wait. Downloading.
Are we playing the MOBA? Add me. I'm a DJ member. I'm a DJ member someday.
Buddy's sound sounds really off.
Sorry, everyone. I had a derp-worthy moment. I forgot to plug my mic back in.
Oh, was that what that was?
Yeah, it sounded like I had the microphone muffled in my tidy whities. It was like. No, basically, yeah. What were we talking about? I missed something. I know.
Can you reset your mic position? It's a little loud.
Is this better?
Oh, that's perfect.
Shazam!
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 I am Black Autumn. I will rule the world. You do not deserve the power of the wizard.
So I'm guessing at least some of you guys have Macintosh computers. And if I remember right, they have the text-to-speech option on a Mac.
This is true.
I laughed for a good hour and a half the first time that I tried to have text-to-speech read the word Shazam. Because if you spell it, Shazam.
Shazam.
Yeah, she's like, Shatsam.
Shazam.
So we tried really hard to get her to actually say Shazam. And you have to spell it with about a billion A's, where it's like, Shazam!
Dude, do this one. Do black AWN BAL, like black on black crime, but spell it with AWN. It's like black on black crime. Black on black crime. Yeah, it's crazy. It can keep you entertained for hours, but I'm simple like that. If you jingle your keys, like I'm totally entertained for like hours.
I think Rhino Rules has it about right. It's shit some.
Okay, I am playing, just so you guys know, I'm playing a Gundam Seed Japanese PS2 game imported from Tokyo. And I'm currently getting my butt kicked. But I'm an anime dork, so I have to warn you guys.
Okay, I watch anime. Well, I don't watch any of the recent anime because I think most of them are really dumb.
There's much truth in what you're saying.
I like the classic anime, so I always go back to the
How about like Gundam Zeta?
like Yu Yu Hakusho, one of my favorites.
Oh yeah, Ramna 1/2. This is the North Star.
Oh, half is good, but like the ending was really weak.
Matt's giggling because he knows Matt Mercer did all the voices to everything we just named.
Pretty much.
Well, yeah, I watched it in the Japanese.
Oh, I get it. Rhino Rules is saying if you spell Shazam SH8S dash ZAM.
Shahitazam. H-Run.
When he said something about Dreadmore.
Yeah, so I'm on episode 5, season 1 of Game of Thrones. Am I in for a treat?
Yes.
Episode what?
5. Like I
season.
skipped ahead. I skipped ahead one episode, the Golden Crown episode, when the dragon
Why?
when the dragon like hit the Khaleesi, and she's like, "I am the Khaleesi. How dare you strike me?" And then fucking Khal Drago walks in and he's like, "Roar!" and he pours fucking gold over his head. I was like, "Yeah."
Okay, season 1.
That was yeah.
I've never been so turned on by a man in my life.
Oh, you're still watching that season?
Yeah, I'm sorry, dude, but Khal Drago is a boss pimp. I also know that I read the books, so I know that she mercy kills him when he gets wounded.
Oh, well, they kind of
Change it around a little.
yeah.
Then we're gonna be disappointed, or does it kind of go together like how Dune went with the movie Dune?
No, it's not gonna be disappointing.
Did you guys? Is Dune before your time, or do you guys know Dune?
Well, I'm a Club 77er.
Oh, me too, brother. 76, April 21st. Born on the cusp of Aries and Taurus, in the year of the Fire Dragon.
Yeah, I'm a snake.
You would be a metal snake. You survive in the city, and you're very intelligent, and you're very sensual and thrifty.
I'm a solid snake.
Nah. That was a nerdcore joke right there. I got it. That was slick, 7.
Yeah, I remember Doom. But do you remember the game?
Doom scared me when I was like 14, I think. It was kind of scary to me back then. There was no other game like it, remember?
It was the predecessor to all of these RTS games.
Okay, so for reasons of not wearing a shirt, I'm not going to turn my cam on, but I will play Shazam spoken by a computer.
Oh, awesome.
Awesome.
Do it.
That would make our night.
Do it.
Where's
do
Matt?
It, do it.
Matt, you have to listen.
I'm here.
Okay, listen. Here
Hold
we go.
on a sec.
We have a shirtless
Let me
noob,
fix it.
a non-video shirtless noob about to blow our minds.
As long as he doesn't show the shirtless part.
Well, he can blow a little bit more than our minds if he wants to.
About that. He can blow NES cartridges.
Come on, you guys. It's California.
Not here.
You're like, not here.
It's too cold.
Dude, I live in
I
Maine.
don't know
It's
if
like
y'all could hear
everything
it.
is legal.
Y'all hear it?
No.
No, I was talking. I'm sorry.
Is it not picking it up?
Yeah, I don't think so.
I am a noob.
Okay, hold on a sec. Let me.
I am a noob.
Let's see if I can get it to flip over to pick up the audio. Audio settings.
I flipped this script.
I'm gonna try something. I don't know if it'll pick
Bro,
it up.
if you activate Skynet, I'm heading for the hills.
No, that
Don't
computer's
you
in
would,
the other
dude?
room.
Don't even lie. You wouldn't tell us. You'd be like, "Oops," and you'd cut out, and we'd never see you again, and the world
I
would
don't
end.
even know. I don't even know if you'd be safe in the hills.
You already
No.
live in the hills, Nimbus.
I do. I live. Have you Google Map Saco? Google Map Old Orchard Beach.
I'm
It'll blow your-
zeroing on your location now.
I'm number 5, Timber Oaks Lane, in Saco, Maine. I live on the edge of a large wildlife preserve, dude. They're
Yeah.
big feet in my backyard.
According to this map, you live in the boondocks.
No, it's not. Well, like the left side that goes forward north into town is not, but the south side there's nothing. It's like Stephen fucking King's The Mist and Pet Cemetery mixed into one. And right now with like the 8
That's
foot
an interesting analogy.
with the 8-foot snowdrifts outside right now, when you walk through them, it's like the end of The Shining. It is one of the most interesting and amazing. But when the summer comes and the spring comes, all the colors come out, the trees come out, the animals, the moose, the bears. It's one of the most beautiful paradises I've ever seen in my life. I've been to Costa Rica, Ireland. It's absolutely one of the most beautiful places. And the people are cool. You walk down the street and someone's like, "Hello, how are you doing today, sir?" I'm like, "I'm fine, how are you doing?" They're like, "Well, I'm all right. How about you?" And then they give you a joint. And you're
Well,
like,
evidently it's not going to let me play it for you all. So
It's totally legal in Portland now, it's going to be legal all over. Like by next month, it's going to be legal all over in Maine. So you won't even need a medical marijuana card anymore. You can just grow as much as you want, and it's going to be. They're selling the cannabinoids, which is what reduces cancer tumors. So they're going to be selling it on a medicinal level, and they pulled down $520 million this year in anti-cancer or in cancer research with cannabis in Maine. So we're right. Like when I moved in, it's going to be legalized. So like I'm about to witness history. It's going to change the entire way we deal with cancer in the medical community and medical history.
Yeah.
It reduces cancer. Nothing else other than chemotherapy does that. Would you rather smoke a joint, or would you rather have all your hair and teeth and fingernails fall out? Trust me, I've had cancer, guys. You guys know that. Everybody that knows me knows that. And trust me, I would rather smoke. Hold on. I know I have a fat bag of doopage around here.
Yeah,
I'd rather-
yeah,
Point in case. I'd rather do that.
yeah. My mom had breast cancer, so she had to get chemotherapy.
God
Pretty
bless
rough.
her, man. God bless her. God bless her. What state are you in, man? Or what state is she in right now?
She's back home in Taiwan, Taipei.
Taipei? Okay,
Yeah.
they may have a medical system. It just may be based on more of a Canadian or Thailand model. If at all possible, she may be interested in it if you bring it up to her.
No, she's fine now.
That's my soapbox. Unfortunately, like I'm an advocate here, and I've only got 24 more course hours to go before I get my state advocacy for medical marijuana. So if you hear me get on my soapbox about how good it is and this and that, just smack me and tell me to shut up.
Well, hey man, if it works, like shit.
I've been in remission for 17 years, and my blood pressure went from 257 to 127, and I'm healthier than I've been in years. I put on 28 pounds of muscle. I mean, I feel great. I'm more comfortable than I've been in St. Petersburg, Florida. Tampa Bay, it was killing me. It was like I was dying.
I mean, like I personally don't mind it because I understand it. Because my mom went through that, so I saw what was going on with her.
It is
So,
brutal, isn't
like,
it?
yeah, it's so brutal. Like, I had no idea like what was gonna happen. Um, so yeah, I mean, if something that's less painful works, then yeah, it,
It's from the earth. It has nobody has ever died from it. It has massive benefits. Um, why not? And now the states are realizing that they can make $500 million in a week. It's
I
gonna
didn't
change
want to. I didn't
everything.
want to say anything because I didn't want to jinx it. But Rudy was just in a very difficult spot. I don't know if you guys saw it. He had over 3 encounters in his scuba suit. He did not have his submarine. He had to fight Jaws, and he was in a difficult spot. But it looks like he's recovered. He's got his sub back. So now that the imminent danger has receded a little bit, I think he's back in good shape. And right now he's at 8,877,000. So he is not that far off from his 10 million goal. Still going strong.
Right on. This guy's the man. He has skills, dude.
I think it's time to start planning what to do with all the extra time. Because yeah.
I don't even have the most remote idea.
I'm drawing a blank too, guys. Sorry.
I'll finish reading out this week's comics. Try and
trying-
get ahead a little bit.
I'm trying to do the Cam, Elite Lounge Live, watching his score, and translating Japanese tactical games at the same time. So I'm doing my best, guys.
Rhino, unfortunately, right now I am the only person in the lounge. Jennifer is in her work mode. But we all actually have copies of Infinite Crisis. We were lucky enough to get them for the lounge and for ourselves if we wanted them. But again, that is super awesome of you to be passing these out, and I'm sure everybody really, really appreciates it.
Oh, do you have one left?
Yeah, he says he has 1 copy left.
Okay, could you send that to this email address, please?
Rhino, it sounds like you got a taker on the last one.
I think I'm really the people who get those are really lucky that there aren't that many people.
See, my little
right
brother
now.
would love to play this game. He's a huge DC fan, and Matt, he adores
Yeah,
you.
see?
He's like, is Matt and Reeves Gabriel? Do they hang out? And I'm like, I don't know. He's like, he looks just like Batman. I was like, what do you think of Adam Rady's Batman? He's like, he's got a beard. he's like, he looks like Ben Affleck. And I was like, that's what he's supposed to be. And he's like, God. I was like, Ben Affleck is the new Batman. He's like, stop, please stop. Don't tell me anymore. And I was like, yeah, dude, and Superman's gonna be in the new movie. He's like, why? He's like, every Superman movie's been ruined since Christopher Reeves. And I was like, calm down. I was like, Gal Gadot is gonna be Wonder Woman. He's like, who's that? I was like, gorgeous. He's like, really? Does she look like Linda Hamilton? I was like, no, dude, that's Terminator. He's like, he's like, Linda. And I was like, yeah, I know who you're talking about. And I was like, no, she doesn't look like that. And he's like, oh no. I was like, dude, have faith. I was like, it's going to be awesome. The Rock is going to be Jon Stewart. Samuel L. Jackson is going to be playing Martian Manhunter. Because he's got the perfect forehead for it with the eyebrows.
DJ, Rhino says he sent you the last Infinite Crisis code.
Rhino, thank you so much. If there's anything I can ever do for you, just call on me and I'm there for you. Thank you so much. I very much appreciate it. Telebro, here's my thing about here's where the flame war begins. All right, I'm gonna put my controller down and rub my hands together, and we're gonna get into it. First of all, Ben Affleck has a problem with smirking and smiling in the camera no matter what he does. Now, if Bruce Wayne is not a moody bastard and he's giggling and Mr. Playboy, it's going to strike me as the Val Kilmer-ish kind of thing, which is fine. But I have, without getting into detail and being honest, I have reservations about Ben Affleck's ability to perform the actual Batman character. Not Bruce Wayne, but the Batman character. Now, if he were to do Master Bruce, the trained one from Ra's al Ghul, no way he couldn't do it. Batman, maybe 50-50. Bruce Wayne, he could probably pull it off 60-40. But I have my reservations. Is anybody else feeling me on this?
Telebro is disagreeing with you. He thinks Ben Affleck is going to do an amazing job.
Well, that's because Ben Affleck sends him nude pictures on his cell.
It's just his acting.
I know, because
style.
Ben Affleck has been calling me recently too. He's like, "Come on, man, just show me a little. Just let me touch it." I'm like, "No, Ben, one time was enough." And he's like, "Come on, Jen won't know." I'm like, "Listen, Miss Lopez will be pissed." He's like, "No, she won't know. Taco flavor kisses." I'm sorry. That was South Park. If anybody caught that reference.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Taco flavor kisses for my Ben. No, but I think there's going to be crazy stuff. It'll be like, I like how Rudy was saying, he's like, "We'll cast Catwoman as Jennifer Lopez." And he's like, "And Robin will be Matt Damon. And Mr. Freeze will be Matt Damon." And like, he started naming all the villains. They're going to be Matt Damon. It was hilarious.
Dude, it was goofy. I actually directed him doing that, but all of the dialogue he made up on the spot.
That was really good improv, dude. How'd you feel about it? And
It was
shut me down if you want, but
no. It was funny because I had told him that when you wear the batsuit, it gets hot, and he didn't believe me. So
Dude,
he was wearing that thing under
you-
studio lights for about half an hour straight
Dude,
while
you
he
get- you
improv
get
the whole
swamp
thing.
butt. You get hardcore swamp butt.
And by the time he got out of it, he was like, "Dude, I don't even remember anything that I said. Like, it was just too hot and I couldn't think."
I was completely
And I was like, "Don't worry, you did good. You did good."
Right. I liked it. I every time I see it, I laugh. It's really quite funny, you know. And he's like, "Hey, I'm Batman. How y'all doing? Guess what I am? I'm the man of the night." It's just like silly stream of consciousness stuff, you know. And we'll have Catwoman as Jennifer Lopez. That shit cracked me up. I almost fell out of my chair. Taco flavored kisses for my Ben.
Wait, did you say having you said Gal Gadot is gonna be Wonder Woman?
Yep.
Yes.
Gal Gadot.
Okay.
Yeah. She's
now-
she's taking like 7 martial arts courses, like archery, like shield using, spear using, and they
she
said
has
that,
to.
yeah,
Needs
they're gonna
to
put,
do the role.
yeah, she's gonna put it. They said they're gonna put on like something like 36 pounds or something like that of muscle.
She's
They're-
she's freaking skinny. Like I just googled it. Now I know who she is. She was in Fast and Furious.
Yes,
She's
she
beautiful,
was.
isn't she?
Yeah, well she was Miss Israel in 2004.
Oh, I love my Jews. God, I love my Jewish women. Who'd have thunk I'm Irish? It's not like
All
we
good.
don't breed with everything that moves anyway. Let's hear it for the Irish brothers and sisters in the hizzy.
I only got a quarter, man. Sorry.
Oh shit. Where's the half?
Italian?
Right on. I was actually talking about weed.
Oh,
No,
well then.
no, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. No, so okay, cool. Yeah, I'm Scotch and I'm Irish. My full title is. Hold on, I'll pull it up real quick. I have an actual lordship. I am. I should be horsewhipped. I should have this memorized. I had it memorized when I was little.
And DJ, sorry, jumping back a little bit. I'm actually pretty good friends with Sean Reeves. Yeah, he's a cool guy.
Wow.
Like he lives down in Fallbrook area, so he's a bit outside of my normal range. But I've been helping him out on a couple projects, and he's helped me out in the past. And I would call him a good friend. Yeah.
Man, that's amazing. We'll put in a good word for me. I'd love to get some advice on how to make a red mask costume that works well.
Sure, man.
You know, because I think I'm going to do the cons this year as the red the red hood.
Well, I mean, if you want a good place to start, Rhino Rules is also a quarter Irish.
Right on.
If you want a good place to start, check out the RPF. It's a website called therpf.com because there's a lot of guys there who have 3D printed the Red Hood masks. And there's a few different designs of them. There's the one with the no nose and the no mouth, and there's guys who've done it with the mouth and the nose, the more recent style.
Oh, I want the animation style.
Yeah,
that was the emo. That was the one where the Joker's like, I used to wear that gig when it was classy, not this crazy freaky mall like emo crap.
Yeah, there are guys who have done it, and it's a good place to start to learn too.
Okay, thank you.
Neostorm has it listed right there. Craft your fandom, therpf.com.
Okay, so it's a long. My title is long as hell, but here it goes. It's Lord Seth Ballymore, Val Chapin O'Brien, son of Beru, House of Gandy O'Brien, Lord and Sir, heir of the Moher Cliffs of Provence, child of the Lion, crest of the South Isles.
I can see why you don't have that memorized.
Exactly. It's not like I tell people that shit either, you know?
And Telebro is also a quarter Irish.
That means between you and I, we're 100% Irish. Between the three of us. I'm half and you guys are a quarter. That'd be one stoned Irishman.
Talking about the 3D printer, did you guys read that thing about, I think these guys in China 3D printed an Iron Man suit based off of the movie and tried to sell it for like crap tons of money?
Oh God, I heard about that. Did you hear what they said about? They said that the Chinese government released a news blurb, and it said that imperialist Americans had developed like battle armor, and they showed a bunch of Halo people in cosplay. It was absolutely hilarious. I'd never seen things, and they like terrified their own people, but to us it was absolutely. I was like, "Are you?" They were like in pink armor and shit, and it was like they had like cosplay chicks and like anime suits around them and stuff, and it was like American weaponry on display, and I was like, whatever, dude.
Oh, and they also built like a theme park based on World of Warcraft that Blizzard didn't know about. Or Blizzard wasn't told about.
Awesome.
So Blizzard had to go over there and like shut them down.
Pardon me, hang on. Pardon me. As you can see, I'm deep in the robot game. It's Gundam War. I think I need to fix the colors, guys. Sorry. Is it coming through too blue? I think
it's relatively.
I think it's a little blue. It should be. They should be like more of a reddish color.
Well, this game was based off Gundam Seed, right?
This is Gundam Seed, but it's Astray. It's also the Astray series. Yeah, it's got that, and it's got the Junker series with Low Gear, and it's got the Serpentale series, and then it's got Gold Flame, and then it's got the Mobius Squadron, the early prologue of the Mobile
DJ,
Squadron.
I gotta interrupt you there for just a second.
Sure,
Rudy has
bro.
crossed the 9 million mark now. He just crossed
Congrats.
9 million. He's at 9,004,870, but it's constantly going up.
Congrats.
So Rudy, everybody here is congratulating you on getting 9 million points, and they are sure that you will be able to continue this glorious run of Jaws.
Go, Rudy!
When was the last time he took a break?
He didn't take a break. He hasn't taken a break.
He has
Rudy
taken
did
breaks.
take a break, but the last time he took a break was when Xander was here. So I couldn't even tell you when it was, but I know it was only a 40-minute break. So he's been at it pretty much continuously for quite some time now.
Yeah, that might have been about 7 or 8 hours ago.
He's got the bladder of a camel. It's amazing.
Well, he did pee on the floor once.
He's like, don't worry. Really?
Well, you weren't here for that.
No, that's.
We all
I'm-
heard it.
I'm highly impressed by that act of humility. Because you got to be hardcore to just, you know what? I'm gonna let it go right here.
Yeah.
YOLO
That's
for
the
God,
dedication.
thank you for coming in. And guys, if you picked up on the Infinite Crisis and want to add him, he has said that he is down to play. Obviously not tonight since he's going to sleep, but...
Yeah, I'm patching Infinite Crisis right now. Still got about half of it to go. Oh, I remember what I was gonna say. Unfortunately, Gundam Seed wasn't exactly my wasn't exactly my favorite series. Like any of them. I don't know why. It's just something about the characters.
I like Destiny. When Stellar died, I wept like a baby. My girlfriend had passed away. She had committed suicide like 3 months earlier, and it just hit me the wrong way, you know? And it was
Yeah.
like when she died, I was like, oh my God. It was like she was all screwed up, and I went through something really, really similar where it was like I couldn't. Some people you just can't help, you know? And then when the worst happens, it shocks you. You're like, oh my God. You're like, holy crap, that really happened. And then,
Like,
so I
it's
was like,
the trigger.
yeah, exactly. But I mean, I can watch it, and I've compartmentalized, so I can watch it and enjoy it and dig it for what it is. And you know, I like I don't like Seed as much, but I do like Destiny. I like Destiny because it basically ends with them getting the hell beaten out of them, which is kind of cool. But I'm a big fan of Unicorn, and the one that I don't like is Gundam Age. I can't quite get into it. I mean, maybe I need to give it more time, but I cannot quite get into it.
Would you think of Double O?
Love it. Absolutely love it. Setsuna, Setsu is my name in Japanese. Setsuna means, it's like saying Sethi, or like Seth Bro. So Seth, yeah, and so I was like, oh yeah, you know. It's like, it'd be like if you had a Gundam character named after you, you'd be like, oh, that's cool. You know?
Yeah. I think I liked it best because it wasn't like most Gundam where they just all of a sudden like beat the crap out of everybody.
No,
But,
and
like, they
the
don't-
weaponry was nice. The GN weaponry and the ideas of the new systems. Very
like,
impressive
the
stuff.
I think it was well thought out because like the system itself had its limits, so they couldn't like just abuse it.
Yeah.
Whereas like in other Gundam series, or like shonen type stuff, we're very prone to just doing that.
Pardon me. Jesus Christ. Hang on. I gotta pause that. That was horrible. I apologize.
All good.
But yes, you're absolutely right. They do that, and it's kind of the backdoor way out of doing your anime.
Mm. Then it got even better in the second season when you had like the replica engines. I call them.
Oh yeah. Like until the dialogues come. Oh, what about the Nadley when it got destroyed, and they came out with all the other Gundams that when he joined up with Veda? That was incredible.
The stuff that the missions and stuff that they went on, tried to do, and how they adapted to situations, like that was intense.
Yeah, and they all had a lot of problems. Like
Yeah.
like I like the pilot of Ikarios and the Harute because until you watch Awakening, the movie, he finally
Yeah.
gets a hold of both of his personalities and they begin together,
Yeah.
which is just amazing. Because the Harute was like brilliantly done for a mobile suit. And it was just neat. And to find Lock-On had a brother, that was nice.
Yeah, dude. When you figure out what was the name of the girl? Girl who turned out to be one of the when the eyes go shiny.
Oh,
Forget
an
what they're called.
Innovato. No,
Yeah,
an
yeah,
Innovator. Innovato is when you
Yeah.
evolve past Innovator.
Yeah.
Innovato is
but-
what Setsuna became.
Yeah. So like I just like freaking I kind of like flipped out when that one chick who newly joined in the second season turned out to be an innovator.
Yeah, and
I was
she
like,
was
I sit
well.
there.
It's because Ribbon's hallmark was taking over her mind.
Yeah.
He was making her spy and ruining her brain. And her name was hold on, it was oh shucks, it's on the tip of my tongue. But yeah, it was Lock-On's Strata. It was Lock-On's brother that had to kill her.
Yeah.
And he did that Trans Am move where he flipped around behind her and he shot her cockpit out from behind with his pistol. That was wicked, man. He saved she was destroying his mobile suit. And I forget what it was called. It wasn't Dynamese. It was I forget the name of it. But it was a really nice one.
I haven't watched it in a while, so because
Yeah.
I like to rewatch anime, especially if they're good.
Yeah, I
Watch it
like
again.
the O-Riser. The O-Riser was nice.
Yeah. And then went to the low riser.
I didn't like Setsuna's little friend, though. It was always a pain. Whenever anything went wrong, Setsuna's co-pilot who flew the Riser.
Oh yeah.
Oh God.
He was his girlfriend got blown up.
Yeah,
something.
and he was never okay. Yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff.
I like that part because it shows how regular people were affected.
Yeah, it was very personally written, and I was very much attracted to that, particularly when you start getting into the family members, like the brothers, the twins, and the split personality, and his battlepulness. Anyway, yeah, it was a great series. I'm gonna turn this off for a second, real quick.
Just a little bit over 900K to go till rollover.
All right, guys. Once again, you are watching Rudy Ferretti's run at the world record of Jaws. He's currently at 9,110,980 points. And an interesting fact about Rudy is that once he flew nearly 3,000 miles to prove in person that he was not using a turbo controller on this game. It was originally rumored that he was using a turbo controller because his fingers were that fast. So he actually flew out to New York with his controller in hand to be able to kick ass and show just how quick his fingers actually are.
That's impressive. The lounge is quiet.
Somebody's very, very quiet chatting. And you guys really would be blown away looking at this bio. There are an insane amount of games on here that he has just capped out. Yeah.
Does anyone remember who this chick is?
He maintains his record of holding the most NES perfect or max scores, which stands at 14 titles. Rhino Rules, thank you for joining us if you are taking off. The Navi bot will continue to provide endless entertainment. Even if it's not actually active, it will provide entertainment just to be able to laugh at the fact that it existed.
Let me remember this chick.
Selena?
Yep.
Why are you watching Selena?
I used to have an old VHS. I had the last concert she was in.
That didn't answer the question.
It's memories. Basically.
Still doesn't answer the question.
Oh, jeez. What more do you need?
The reason.
Memories? Can that be it?
I would take nostalgia.
I guess.
So you liked Selena?
I liked listening to some of her songs before she died.
Hey guys, I have to turn in. It's 7 a.m. here.
Oh, jeez. Alright, DJ.
Well, I'm gonna go grab some breakfast and then take care of some errands, and I'll log on in a couple hours.
Okay.
Well, we will
I'm
be
here.
right here, but thank you for joining us.
Oh man, of course, anytime, bro. I'll be on Facebook. I'll leave that on, and I'm gonna go run around, like I said, do some errands, and then I'll come back in and support the cause.
Awesome, awesome. Well, be safe out there.
All right, thanks, man. I will.
Later,
Take care,
DJ.
guys. Bye, everyone.
Later,
Later.
DJ.
Later, DJ.
Oh man, 97%.
What was that?
And, Infinite Crisis is 97% patched.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, what if I downloaded it myself? Then again, that game's like League of Legends, no?
Yeah, it's a MOBA.
I don't know, I'm having mixed
Oh.
feelings about it.
What's holding you back?
Because I I don't really like League of Legends.
Uh,
I
well,
played it for like 3, 4, 5 months of League of Legends, and I stopped playing it.
well, I mean, it's like League of Legends in the type of game it is. It's not, in terms of gameplay, it's not that similar. It's not that similar. I mean,
I've seen some gameplay.
unless you don't, I mean, unless you don't like the type of genre. But I mean, even if it's the same type of game, I don't expect it to be the same at all.
Don't think I'll be able to play it anyways. Tried looking at the website and it said it was closed down or I wasn't able to download it.
Oh, really?
Something like that, yeah. Guys, what's all these beta keys that everybody keeps on giving out? I'm excited for Michael Rosenbaum to come in next Thursday.
I am excited about that too. Are you going to be here on Monday for Laura Vandervoort as well?
Is she confirmed? Xander was saying that
Yeah.
she would be in the building, but he wasn't sure if she was going to stop by the lounge yet.
Last I heard she was, but I can't say it's 100% sure and that it's confirmed. Unfortunately, I don't hold that kind of clout around here, so I'm really not sure. But I believe that she will be here on Monday, and I know Michael Rosenbaum is supposed to be coming by next week as well.
What's funny is I met Michael Rosenbaum at Comic-Con.
Was he awesome?
I didn't say nothing to him. I was like 3 feet away from him, literally, in the second floor where he had autograph signing.
Okay.
I was just too nervous to say anything to him, and I was gonna ask him, when are you gonna go to the lounge? Xander asked me to ask him that personally, and I just couldn't really say anything because I was just too damn nervous.
It's weird. I actually had lunch with the guy who played Martian Manhunter on Smallville. And it was goofy because he was sitting alone at a restaurant down the street. It doesn't exist anymore. But it was a restaurant called Bourbon Street Shrimp Company. And he was sitting alone, and I was there with a friend of mine, and we both recognized him as the guy who played Martian Manhunter. And we were both Smallville fans. So walked over to him, and I said, hey, you know, I hope this isn't awkward or weird or anything, but you know, my buddy and I are both big Smallville fans, and we think you do just an awesome job of being Martian Manhunter. You know, we just wanted to say how big of fans we are. And you know, if you're here alone and you want to join us, that's totally cool. Like, we'd love to sit and chat. And he was like, sure, why not? So we ended up sitting down and having lunch with the guy, and he was awesome. He's actually a huge comic book nerd. So,
Nice.
yeah. But it's goofy how, you know, you think of these people as like celebrities and stars, and then you actually meet them, and they're just people. They're just cool people.
Half and half. I hear stories about Lou Ferrigno.
What was that?
I hear stories about Lou Ferrigno.
I have met Lou a bunch of times, because he's at like every con. So have you heard good stories, or have you heard bad ones?
I heard half and half.
Okay.
I mean, I was like a couple feet away from him, and his booth and other places around said no pictures taken unless you're like paying him. I just took a snapshot anyways.
Yeah, I have had mixed encounters with him as well. There have been some times when he's been super cool, and there have been some times when he's just super busy.
Yeah. Maybe, like, someone at Comic-Con that I just, like, met that day told me stories that he was not really, he wasn't a really nice guy when he first met him. I was like, okay. Well, a buddy of mine said when he first met him, he was pretty an awesome dude. So I couldn't really say.
Oh. Yeah, I think you know, just like anybody, they've got their days of being